Welcome! You're listening to the Discmaniacs podcast. This week's cast is brought to you by Thunder Disc Golf and Discmania Incorporated.
Alright, boys. Welcome back to another episode of the Discmaniacs podcast. This week we have back again with us Jaime. Welcome back, man. We missed you.
Hello. Thank you. Yeah, I missed everyone as well.
Hell yeah. And Tyler is here as well.
What's going on, guys?
Sup. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since we recorded the last one. So I think, I got a new job, man. It's going crazy.
Nice.
But I have been playing a bunch of disc golf, so I don't really have a super excuse. But I'm glad we're able to meet up again, get another episode in. So thanks for joining us, dudes. Anyway, so speaking of that, what you been up to, Jaime? How's the disc golf?
Well, work-wise, it's going. It's busy. Cloudbreaker 2s are coming on the 20th, so people are going crazy for those and not even out yet. But then my own personal disc life, I actually been throwing, I think, a lot cleaner off the tee, which is nice. I don't know if you played with me before, but it's all like discombobulated, but now it's like I feel like it's a lot smoother.
Nice.
Slowed it down just a tad, and I think it feels good.
Okay.
But yeah, I got that behemoth strength, so
Ooh.
kind of just goes. But like that's why I slowed it down.
Right.
But yeah, and then also something to talk about. Just through the new Origin, not the prototype version that was inside the mystery box, but the new and improved version, the one that we're actually going to go with, and it's like basically the essence of mid-ranges, and it feels good, small diameter, and oh man, I love it.
Dang. Yeah, I mean, I kind of need that slot anyways, so I was kind of stoked about it in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to kick out my Luster MD. It might, but my Luster MD, I like it a lot. So
Really?
it's going to be a battle for sure. I might just go play around with like those two discs and see which one does better,
Interesting. Yeah, I've got
Oh, head to head.
Yeah.
Honestly, in the flippy mid-range slot, I have a Super Beat Color Glow MD3, and then I've got a D-Line MD. And so I think something in a premium plastic, it's easy to find, stock.
And it's made in that nice Latitude plastic, so it breaks in a little bit faster than a normal S-line or C-line plastic would, and I just feel like it's gonna be great. Like honestly, it's gonna be able to hold that line you want it to hold.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So, how's what courses you've been playing?
I've been really enjoying the mountain courses just because like this is the time to play them. So I played Wonderview 2 weeks ago. Great course. It's fun. Throwing putters, hitting tight lines with some fairways, throwing downhills. It's great. Great views as well.
Yeah, are you fully adapted your bag now to mountain golf, or are you still throwing anything?
I just throw less of my discs when I'm in the mountains. I throw more like probably like 4 or 5 types of discs that are in my bag than instead of all of them when I'm out playing a non-mountain course.
For sure. So you're throwing probably less of your stable stuff, I would imagine?
Yeah, I still carry it because sometimes like when I'm trying to flick something as hard as I can,
right,
I need something that's going to hold the torque.
Right.
So I carry, yeah, you could say I carry a little less stable stuff for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I just assume if I were to go out there and, move to Colorado or somewhere higher elevation than here in Portland, I'd probably end up throwing more, of like my beat-in S-line FD or something like that.
I've actually taken out my really cool dyed, American flag dyed S-line PD2 that I got dyed by a really great guy named Dave.
You'd send it to me.
But I can't do that because I love it, and it was a go-to for the longest time living in California, and I actually took it out when I moved here after I got a really stable DD3, and so I just carry a stable DD3 for flicking and then a regular one just for my backhand.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it gets really windy, You might
True, but
keep it in the car.
The PD3's here. The PD3's here, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like it has that slot,
Yeah.
that I would use the PD2 for.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah, I'm trying out a PDX.
Ooh,
again for
I used to throw those.
So
the Metal Flake PDXs were my go-to for sure.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm trying out the swirl ones. But,
Okay.
I mean, we'll see. It's got that sharp.
Is it the beast stamped swirl PDX, or is it the stocked specialty run?
Black Ink Eagle.
Okay. So yeah, that's the stock run that came out after the whole World Tour thing. But yeah, they're both great. I just need to know because some is more firmer with plastic and a little bit more stable, and then the ones that are more of a gummier plastic, those ones go straighter for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's super gummy. I mean, but I don't know. Interesting. But yeah, I've been trying that out. So I don't know. I pretty much use DD3s now instead of PD2s. I still carry a PD2.
Okay.
But yeah, that's like utility only. So
is DD3 just faster?
A speed faster. Yeah, less stable. Okay. More glide.
That's the
and
more important part.
You were saying PD3 is in your bag now?
Yeah, which is basically certified beef to be in your bag.
Is it more than a PD2?
No, it's actually 11 speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A little more control.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, if you let it sit in your bag next to in between all the other discs, like some of these came with the dome on them, and if you let it sit in between some other discs, let them get flat, that thing just became even more of a beefcake. Tip from Colton Montgomery. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a hot tip right there, dude. I think I've still got a couple laying around. I put one in my bag for a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like I don't need for that. I don't think my arm speed. There's a huge difference between like a really stable FD3 and that. Like, there's not a lot of shot separation there, so
they just go left.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and I like that the FD has a little bit of glide. I'd say it's like they kind of fly on similar flight patterns, though. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay.
But maybe just because I don't get a PD3 up to speed. I don't think.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody gets a PD3 up to speed, really, but
yeah,
just Eagle,
and probably
that's it.
And, I'm sure Paul could get it up to speed, maybe.
Yeah.
But, anyways, yeah, cool, man. So, having some good rounds though, shooting. Well, or what?
Yeah, for sure. The putt's feeling real good. I was mad. I just put a new golf ball white pair in when it started getting warm out, and I left one at a course, and so now it's like you can't go and just putt with one putter. You got to have a pair to putt with. So I took those out. I took the one out and then put another pair in. Now putting with the Imperial Eagle 3 run of P2s.
I might have one or two of those.
The Imperial Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like them. They're a little more flatter, not as deep as your normal P2.
Yeah.
But I mean, they definitely go straighter, which I'm liking right now. So there's that.
Nice, man. Well, good to hear. Tyler, what have you been up to, bro?
I'm in tournament mode, which is sweet.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I've been seeing some things.
Yeah, so I think since we talked last, I've played 5 tournaments. Wait, 4 tournaments. I got the win in a one day, and then I went to South Dakota and played just horrible for myself. Couldn't get off the tee, that's not what I normally struggle with. I was putting lights out. I should have been shooting 1040s with how I was putting, but I was shooting 970s instead.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that was kind of frustrating. And then still cashed. I didn't completely embarrass myself, but it wasn't what I was looking for.
Right.
And then came back and played 2 one-day, I think a C tier and a B tier last weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and got third in both of them. I was happy with how I played, but I just got beat.
Happens.
Yeah, freaking Sunday, Nate Metzler, local shout out, we just decided to pop off a 1075, 1050.
Oh my.
Nice.
So, what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been good. Yeah.
Were on the same card?
No, with COVID, we were playing all on. I actually played with the same exact group Saturday and Sunday, even though they were different tournaments. So I played 4 rounds with the same dudes.
That's pretty cool.
It was kind of fun. I mean, luckily they're good guys that I like playing with. Otherwise, it would kind of be a bummer. But
right.
If that's what they got to do to make sure we can play tournaments, I'm just fine with that.
Nice. So what changed between the 2 rounds? Like, just as far as, because you said you couldn't get off the tee, were you throwing off the tee better or what?
Yeah, I noticed. Just kind of like do a mental recap after tournaments and see what I was doing right, what I need to work on. Right. And in South Dakota, I was early releasing and not committing a lot. And those courses were pretty punishing. It was, got to hit the initial gaps and stay out of the rough. And I was not doing that. So I just kind of made like a mental change to my approach and just tried to be more aggressive, hit my hit points harder. And it worked really well. The Sunday course was a big, fairly open, but lots of OB. And I was driving really well.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, it's a nice change.
Just getting those placement shots in. What are you throwing for distance out there then?
I'm pretty much just Ballista Pros unless it gets really windy.
What's the really windy disc? Slutto?
No, I have a Zach Melton Lucidex Enforcer that doesn't go anywhere, but it goes left.
Okay. And
I've never seen it stand up.
And an Enforcer, like normally, so if it's not a Lucidex, what's an Enforcer usually fly like?
Similar to like my most beefy Ballista Pro. Like they're not crazy stable, and it depends on the run, but the Lucidex in general, like the same with like the Instinct, right? You guys got that in the chameleon plastic or
Meta, yes.
And sorry.
No, you're good.
And that one's more stable, right?
Yeah, facts, yes.
Yeah, so like I've only thrown a couple that are not any different. Almost always they're substantially more stable, stiffer. So that disc doesn't come out really unless it's windy.
Okay.
So it's just 3 Ballista Pros varying in stability, and then I throw a ton of fairways and mid ranges.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Haven't really been playing casually at all. Just letting the body rest in the weekdays and.
Right.
Sounds good. Two third places. That's pretty good in my eyes, honestly.
Yeah.
I was happy. I averaged 10, 18, I think, for the weekend. Okay. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good.
Yeah, it was a good bounce back. I needed it from South Dakota where I averaged like 980. Not what else. Not the plan.
Well, you're already coming back out of the gate. I mean, it's just funny because you were worried about like your putt at first, and then you just crushed it, and then you've just been picking it up since then. Like one bad round, pretty much.
Yeah, I had one course in South Dakota. I went out there with Josiah Griffin, who works with Jaime, and the same course just destroyed both of us, and we killed the other course. That all the locals were saying the course that we killed was the hard one. And we were just like dumbfounded, like what? No. And I shot 1025 on the supposed hard course. So, yeah.
Wow.
Dang. Wow, good stuff.
So that was interesting.
Well,
yeah.
What about you, Dave?
I've been playing actually a lot of disc golf. Like
attaboy.
That's not a problem at all.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I like to hear.
Pretty much, I'll get off work, go walk the dog, and then go play some disc golf for the most part. So,
okay.
With that is nice because I feel like my game's getting drastically better very fast.
Perfect practice makes perfect, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Just putting in general, I think, is better.
Okay. And what are you putting with?
Links, hard links.
Okay, hard links. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like those. I haven't really made any super huge changes to form or anything, which has been nice because usually when my putting sucks for a while, I try to change something, you know. But I think it was just the mental part of it, which we're gonna talk a little bit about too. Anyways, like,
okay.
You know, I tried a lot of different things, but now I'm just pretty much trying to completely shut my brain off and just stare at the pole, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's honestly the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been helping for sure. So it's tough though when I can't get there, you know, it can be frustrating. So it's kind of a different like mental battle, but
yeah,
it's nice, you know. So it's been working out for the most part. So that's been pretty awesome. I've been pretty much playing just my local courses. There's 2 9-hole courses pretty close to near me. If anybody's in the Vancouver area, they'll probably know of Glenwood, which is a small church course.
Oh, cool.
I've actually filmed some of my disc review stuff at that course. I think it was the Sensei, I think. So if anybody wants to see what that course actually is like, watch that review, I guess.
Great reviews, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I'm out here trying, man.
Low-key fire.
I need to pick it back up because pretty much the podcasts have been my only videos on my channel for a little while, but that'll be changing very shortly. I am very confident. So, anyways, so yeah, I've been playing that course. I mean, it's a pretty short course. Nothing's really. I think there's one hole that's over 400 feet, and it's, I mean, not wide open, but it's just, you know, smash it and have it go a little bit right, and that's about it.
Okay.
So there's plenty of people that, like, you guys would probably birdie that hole. If I birdie, it's because I made a long putt usually, but I actually did park the hole yesterday, actually.
Ooh.
And it's, I mean, I actually haven't looked up, because a lot of the times if I park something and I feel like it's a long hole, I'll literally go on Google Maps and like plot it out.
Oh yeah, okay.
Done that.
I'm too lazy during the round to take out U-disc and like actually walk it out and stuff, because you know, especially during casual rounds, I'll just keep track of my score like by the hole, so I don't even have my phone out. I pretty much keep my phone in my bag. So anyways, I haven't actually seen how far the hole is, but I'd say like, you know, 425 or something like that. I don't know. So
that's good.
It's a far throw, especially, you know, for me, I don't like, that's the best drive I've had on that hole. And the only one that I've gotten that close. So it was feeling pretty good. I threw,
what'd you throw?
Yeah, I threw my, Neo Enigma, actually.
I was actually gonna guess, honestly.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I like it. It's beating in pretty well now. I mean, I wouldn't say it was kind of interesting to hear you say that, you know, with the Latitude plastic that it beats in faster than S-Line. I don't know which one you were referencing really, but I don't know. S-Line for me, still, I think they beat in maybe just about the same. I don't know.
Well, like for me, like my disc golf past, I threw a lot of Worlds back then. The VIP plastic, which is, help me out here, Tyler, which is more like their Champion Sea Line plastic, correct?
Yeah, that's like their clear candy.
Mm-hmm. And so like I was throwing that, and those things were beating in quick for me compared to whatever else Sea Line I had in or
See,
Champion.
worlds are touchy though. I think it had more to do with the disc than the plastic.
Okay. And
I was throwing
a red one. I was throwing a red one for like my max distance, and for some reason the white ones in that plastic were a little bit more beefier.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you have this same problem, but or it's not a problem really, but
yeah, I mean I'm sure it was like parting line.
Yeah,
just
it might have been that, but yeah. So like I would notice that they would beat in a little bit quicker. But yes, compared to more Sea Line, Dave, to answer you. So like the Neo
for sure, yeah,
breaks in just like kind of like a Sea Line and a little bit faster than a Sea Line in my opinion.
Yeah, faster than Sea Line for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What I've noticed, like slight sidetrack,
We're good.
is that Latitude plastic in general, I feel like it beats up initially pretty quickly, and it gets to like it changes the flight for sure, and then it just stays at that level forever. Because I have a giant in my bag that I've had for like 5 or 6 years in my bag the whole time, and it barely flips. But I remember it broke down to where it's not like a crazy beefcake really quickly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's been a long time since I've thrown other companies. I don't know if that's just a standard thing, but I've definitely noticed that it takes a long time to really weather it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely discs like that. Like there's been blends of like P line, even like the soft P line. Some of that has come out where it's very similar to that, I would say. Even S line, like certain runs.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, it'll beat in really fast, but then it holds that. So I definitely know what you're talking about.
Yeah, or it just kind of sticks.
Yeah, and I think you're right. It depends on the mold too, because I think if you have a more stable mold in the first place, then I don't know. I feel like the amount that you're going to notice it beat in is going to be a little bit less. I feel like, because with a more, maybe a faster disc or a more stable disc, what you're looking for is just for it to finish at low speed anyways. So if it's beating in a little quicker, you're just like, oh, it just flies a little further now,
Yeah.
Right.
But that is why I like the Color Glow FT2, because I feel like the plastic does beat in fast, to be honest, but because just the mold is a little more stable of a fairway in the first place, I feel like it just turns neutral and stays that way for a super long time.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything better in disc golf than beating up a nice stable disc. It's just so trustworthy, but you still get that distance. Like,
yeah, true, for sure. Yeah, I tried really hard to just cycle things for a while, but I don't know. It
can be hard.
It's tough because it kind of ruins the whole backup situation. I mean, you can.
It's really nerve-wracking too.
Yeah.
You're like, I really don't want to lose this because I know my replacement's like 2 years behind.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
You're like, I'm not going to throw it on this water hole because I'm terrified.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. There's a course up here. It's called Trojan. I think Oregon Disc Golf Championship. I think they play there. So again, if anybody wants to see what course I'm describing, they can go check that out. But water pretty much everywhere, and like baskets really close to the water, and even some of the holes when you're dry, you could be in a giant thorn bush. So it's a tough, challenging course, but definitely disc I will not throw on that course ever.
Yeah,
I would just.
Just put them away.
Yeah, exactly. Like one of my FT2s, that's staying in the car. I'll throw different ones.
You just don't take your babies to dangerous places,
Yeah, that's true, yeah. That definitely applies. Oh, man. But yeah, I feel that. And I think one thing, too, is for me, it's just a product, I think, of playing more. Is just, I'm getting more confident and consistent off the tee.
Okay.
That I think is actually more of a form change type thing, or a combination maybe of the mental stuff and some form change.
Okay.
But it's nice. It feels more consistent, so that's been pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing. Like, I'm not big at throwing putters off the tee unless I know, like, I got that for sure. But then I see other people do it, and they're like, "You should try." I'm like, "I'm not confident in that shot."
Yeah.
But shout out to Austin. He'll literally won't let me move on to the next hole until I try that shot. So I'm basically building some confidence in that shot, which is great. And now I'm starting to feel it, honestly.
Nice.
And I like it. It's fun.
I feel like I'm getting that way with my mids.
Okay.
You know, like actually just laying into a mid and trying to throw it, you know, further, like, you know, 360, 380, you know, that kind of range, where I would probably usually be kind of in that tweener zone, like where instead of being smoother on a fairway, actually just stepping up and throwing a mid hard, you know? So I kind of feel that. And the only time I really go to my putter even is if it's, you know, I feel like I don't really have to full throw it, you know? Just kind of like slower reach back, you know, still at tempo, but just, you know, smoothing like 250, well, probably further than that. Maybe like up to like 300 feet is the furthest I would throw a putter, probably.
Okay.
So
which I think is a good range, honestly.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's not something I'm confident doing for sure. Okay. So I feel you on that.
Yeah, I mean, I would like in tournaments, like I would probably go with like an MD5 or a tactic with the flick upshot, just because I know like I can trust it.
Yep.
But now I think I would pull out the whole putter thing and do an upshot with the putter instead of like with that.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would definitely lean towards my tactic for an upshot. Like, even I've been trying to get my putt to be more trusty, like further and further. I actually don't know. I don't even know at what point in distance that I stop putting these days. I don't know if that's bad or not.
If you're in the fairway, you're putting it.
Yeah, it's just all a feel thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of like look at it and I don't know. I guess.
I mean, if you can get it there with a putt it, right?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been trying to max that out a little bit more too. So yeah, but I would outside of that, I would definitely rather flick my tactic than throw my putter. If I have the choice. I think the only thing I struggle with the tactic forehand is just throwing more of a straight shot. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but
no, it does.
Because I can throw, like, they're really trusty for like Anheuser, or just like straight to fade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess they are it is a stable disc, so like that's to be expected.
Flat shot's the hardest shot in disc golf, right?
Like
that's what people say.
Yeah.
Like a long flat shot is just there's a lot of error room. If you turn it over a little bit, you're screwed. If you ante it too much, you hyzer it too much, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a wide open field, throw a hyzer. Always.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
I mean, it's not as though you don't need a flat shot. Sometimes it requires it, but I don't think that's uncommon to have that be your like weakest shot type.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that makes me feel a little bit better. Appreciate it.
I'm here for you. I got you.
I'm with you. Dave.
Not all of us are James Conrad, all right?
Oh,
yeah, true.
I wish.
I just can't get over that guy's putt.
I can't get over those 350-foot dead straight putter shots.
Yeah, true. Or who is it with the banger, the purple banger?
Johansson?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy
is
insane.
Yeah, well, he's a legend.
Yeah. Straight shots
Great guy,
for
by the way.
days. Shot shaping for days.
Yeah.
I actually met him last year at the 303 Open, and
yeah, dude, he's
super
the man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Yeah.
And he kills it in the woods without a forehand. Anybody that can do that is a hero in my book.
Yeah, true.
So hard.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I met him at Portland Open last year because he was on Colton's card.
Nice.
And it was. Speaking of mental game, he was like just playing as if he was playing just a casual round. I mean, he was just walking up to me and just talking about like the shots and everything, and
yeah,
you know, I'm like,
that's
oh,
exactly
good shot. He's like, thanks, okay, like just moves on, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly how he was at 303 as well.
He's been around the block a few times.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's true. That probably does come with a lot of experience. For
sure. I don't think he's too worried about his mental side of the sport.
Yeah, it was interesting because during the whole thing he was so chill that I didn't realize he had actually shot. I think he either shot the hottest round or second too. Of that,
just like quietly killing it while having a conversation with you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and
those could be the most frustrating rounds to play against. You're like, you weren't even worried about anything. What?
Yeah, making it look too easy.
Yeah.
Sure. It's like, when is this guy gonna start trying?
Yeah,
he's already beating me
by 8.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so he's insane. Yeah, so that's pretty much been my stuff, just focusing on stuff like that. But yeah, it's been really good. So I'm stoked, man. It's a beautiful time to be playing disc golf. It feels like summer. I'm so happy to have courses back, and yeah, I'm just hoping people don't mess it up for everybody somehow. So
agreed. Speaking of big things, there's some big things about to happen over here in Colorado with a course actually.
Oh my goodness!
So based on how things go with this National Amateur Disc Golf Tour, I think is what it's called, the NADGT.
Okay.
They're running it. So Avery Jenkins just came and installed a killer 18 at a Budweiser facility,
which my brother works at, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, so disc golf's there. Great course. There's multiple pin positions for every hole except one, but we took that pin position and put it on a hole. So now that hole has 3 pin positions. But it's like, and they're open to adding more pins. You just got to like run it by the main staff who basically are running this disc golf course, and like, yeah, okay, that's a good position. It still keeps the flow of the course going, and I'm so excited for this course to open up. Basically, so if this goes great with this event that's going to be ran at the end of this month on the 31st, if things go well, then the Wellington League will move there. And nice. I am so excited for that because that's every Wednesday in the middle of my week. It just keep my week going, you know. I'm so excited. It's great. There's 2 par 4s that are actually like great par 4s, like live up to the name of a par 4. Oh man,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Mecca is slowly growing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder. Now that you guys are there, I feel like that just the Colorado scene is going to be much. I mean, it's already pretty dope, right?
Yeah, I think so, but I think it's just going to grow even more. Like golf courses are getting more involved.
Exactly.
Golf courses is a key for us.
Mm-hmm.
Land is so expensive here that the park courses are tough, and everybody's so active that we're not going to have amazing park courses, but if these golf courses start letting us in, that's when.
Yeah,
I mean, the player caliber is there. Colorado's full of beasts, but if we can get our courses up to snuff, that'd be huge.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, just now that Discmania is there, I think, Disc Golf Park.
For sure.
To have Disc Golf Park USA, in your state, I think means
it's got to be a good thing.
Good disc golf courses.
It's a great thing.
Best tee pad in the world as well. Just side note.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful time to be alive, man. I'm happy for you guys. So when is that due to be open then? It's just to see
if this goes well. So like I said, if this goes well, then the league will happen on Wednesdays, and they're trying to shoot for the first week of September or second week. And basically, you would only be able to play it during the league because this whole COVID thing. They don't want a lot of people coming here, so basically you have to be part of the league and play it only on Wednesday nights or evenings to play the course because they want to keep it to a minimum. Not everybody can make a Wednesday league, Tyler.
I'm coming if it's a Budweiser.
But so that's what we're shooting for, basically.
Do you think you guys will do like pre-registration or something like that? Because, I mean,
I don't exactly know.
Are you worried about the player count at all?
I don't think we're worried about the player count, and
okay,
yeah, not at all.
The Edora's been doing a nice thing with tee times.
Yeah, I've heard.
It's been going really well. You can pick your own card, which is fun,
Yeah.
And it limits gathering.
True.
It's been really good. So I don't know who's running it out there, but maybe.
Yeah, might propose that.
Yeah, I would. It's been amazing. Like, way better than normal, even.
Okay. Yeah, I might. So actually, JoJo.
When you want to, and then you leave when you're done, and then they pay you next week.
Yeah. So JoJo, John Reed, and Maverick are all getting together to come up with a proposal, basically. They want it to happen. Budweiser wants it to happen.
Right.
But it just needs something that's nice and organized.
I think that would go a long way to ease the tensions of gatherings.
Agreed. I will bring that up on Monday
for sure.
Yeah,
Scratcher for you, Tyler.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. I expect commission.
Anytime we do something great at work, great idea.
Yeah.
We have a box with Winnie the Pooh digging in a honey jar, and it has scratchers in there. It's like, you know what? Good job. Boom. You earned yourself a scratcher.
All right, give you that scratcher.
So, Tyler, scratcher.
All right, sweet.
Nice.
And if it's a super good idea, we send somebody to the store, to the gas station, and get you a $50 scratcher.
Ooh,
my goodness.
I don't know if that. I'll be realist. I don't know if that was that good.
Yeah, no, I agree. It wasn't.
Wow. Let's take a second to think about it.
It was like about a $3 scratcher, somewhere in between.
All right. That's fair.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
That's worth.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I should look into more of how people are organizing their leagues right now, because I've been hoping that there would be not as much shenanigans as is going on, but just with COVID and stuff, trying to do a charity league, it's
always there.
Yeah.
I'll send you the info for this sign up we're using.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, both you guys. It's been nice.
Sweet. Well, shout out. Who was it again that's running that league?
Jacob Rowley, who is
great guy
from Illinois, and he is awesome. He just moved here and took over our league and revitalized it and did all the work. And he's the man.
Him and his wife, I think, right?
Yeah, Amanda. Yeah. I just played with them last week. They're good people.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to the Rollies. All right. So actually, I didn't ask you guys the usual question. Was there a disc in you guys' bag that you want to shout out this this week? Or something you've been leaning on especially?
I've been leaning on more my Essence again, honestly. I know I shot this out last time, but
that's fine. I mean, you know.
It's helped me learn to control my shot more. Get that dead straight shot or get that nice turnover and let it hold, like not turning it over to be a roller.
Right.
So yeah.
Shot
so
shaping.
it's I'm definitely doing that.
Nice.
I think mine is the compass.
Ooh.
I got a nice beat up one. It just goes straight, and I have been trying to incorporate James Conrad into my mind, just hammering it as hard as I can. I'm getting it to like 420.
Somebody get James Conrad over here.
Yeah, I got 2 huge birdies on Sunday on the 18th green. It's like super sketchy shot, and it was 370 feet. Got to go like over some trees. And I pulled out the compass, and everyone on my card looked at me like I was a crazy person, and I parked it twice.
You're going to be one of those guys, huh?
So I'm just ripping on the mid-ranges right now.
Nice. Okay.
That's awesome.
Compass. And what plastic?
It's a Sparkle Opto.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I actually
but it's beat up. It's nice and seasoned.
Yeah, I used to throw one of those, so yeah, I actually...
yeah, big fan.
Yeah, same here.
Nice. Yeah, I think I put a Lux Link back in my bag, and that's been really nice. I mean, I still kept a P2,
Thank you.
P2 in my bag.
Let the P2 live, okay?
Yeah.
It's a great disc.
That particular one is going to stay in my bag for probably ever, just because, I don't know, it's a vibe disc, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's not really going anywhere out of my bag, and I'll still throw it on occasion, but I really like the Lux Link for what an S-Line P2 did for me,
The Lux Link, I'm hoping we do a stock run in those because, my God, dude, like,
I feel like
you can pump, pump into that thing, and it's nice. It just holds. It goes straight.
It's got a lot of glide, too.
Yes.
It's got kind of that same PD2 glide, and
it's just
better in my hands for me.
And I'm sad that I didn't keep one when we had them in the warehouse. But everybody else is like, yeah, I'm going to keep one. I'm going to try it out. I'm like, it's another putter, it's not going to do anything crazy. But then I threw Austin's, and I'm jealous.
I didn't know Austin was throwing those. Interesting.
Oh, dude, he loves it. And, like, he even, like, went on... He loses one.
He lost one?
Yeah, he lost one, and then he got 2 backups. So now he only has 1 backup now.
Oof. Yeah, I have 2. And yeah, so I only have 1 backup.
Dude, don't lose it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If I do, I do. Honestly, that's kind of the way I am with this.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I've definitely lost some sick discs, and after a while, I'm just like, look, if I'm going to put it in my bag, I'm not going to get upset when I lose it. Like, if it means that much to me, then I'll hang it or keep it somewhere. I don't know. But most of the time, the sickest discs I have, I want to put in my bag,
Agreed.
So, if I get like a sick misstamp of some kind or something, then, I even though it's like the coolest thing and I could keep it and it still means something to me, but I'm like, well, if I lose it, then I'll like, I'll make new memories with a new disc, I guess. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, as far as, I don't know, if I lose both of them, I guess I try to track more down, and if I can't find them, then I honestly might just go back to the S-Line P2 at that point.
Okay.
I mean, I like the soft the soft link as well for throwing. The hard is I don't know why. For throwing, it's weird because I like the tactic in hard, but I don't like the link in hard, which is weird.
No, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like, I putt with P-line P2s, and then I throw a D-line P2, and then if I want a little bit more stability in my putter shot, I throw the Sky God 3. So
yeah, okay, yeah, so pretty similar situation, I guess.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I would be surprised if luck stuff, comes around. But now we've got meta, so I like Neo too. So even Neo would probably be sick as well. For a Link, I think. I mean, yeah, pretty much any premium plastic I think would be good for a Link. Just as a throwing putter.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm excited if a putter gets made in premium plastic, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. And plus, I always just want that new. I always want to try out new stuff.
Who doesn't?
For sure. Yeah, we'll see what that. Yeah. Anyways. But yeah. Anyways, so what I did want to talk to you guys about a little bit was just as a topic in general was because I've been focusing on my mental game a lot, like I've been saying, and I'm just wondering for you guys, like just in general, not even necessarily like when you're throwing, but just your general like kind of vibe. Are you like super competitive, or are you guys just pretty much like trying to relax and just throw your shots? Or like, I don't know, Jaime, I know we were just talking about that you're pretty competitive, right?
Very. I mean, grew up with 8 siblings, so very competitive, and 4 older brothers, so always trying to be the best in whatever the hell we're playing or doing. Whether that be board games to video games to sports. But yes, so when I picked up disc golf, I'm like, there's divisions. Like, okay, I'm trying to be the best in this division, then move up to the next one, so on and so on, be the best until I can get to open. So yeah, definitely.
And so I think I'm very different.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm much more just relaxed. Yeah. Chill. Okay. I mean, I'm competitive. I want to win. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't play if I didn't want to win.
Right.
But I think I have more of a calm, relaxed demeanor on the course than like super fiery.
Right.
And not a lot of emotion either direction.
Interesting.
Okay.
Do you are you, I guess that is a good transit. So actually for me, just to answer my own question, I'm definitely more towards Tyler, I would say.
Okay.
But I think when I'm competing, I'm more just trying to I guess kind of more meet my own expectations of what I can do,
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I try not to, I don't really play against the people on my card. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
In that way. So, but then again, I'm not, the most competitive player in the first place. Like, I don't play a ton of tournaments. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm
right. A little different mindset to begin with.
Rounds anyways. Yeah. So, yeah. And if I'm in a tournament, like you said, I want to win if I can, and do the best I can. But at the end of the day, I go into a tournament because I want to like play a good course and see how well I can do,
Right. Well, I think like going back to that point of like last weekend, I got third twice. Could have won Saturday. I was upset. I should have won Saturday. I felt like I threw away some pretty easy strokes. Sunday, I just got straight beat. But I was happy with how I played. I felt good about it. I didn't kick myself for not winning.
Right.
So I'm in the same boat. Like, if I play to my expectations, I should be there to win. Like, I should be close. So if I just do that, then everything else that I want falls in line.
So, like, with me, if I know the people on my card and I know that I'm capable of beating them, and if I say I don't do as well as I expected, like wanting to beat them, I kind of get mad because I'm like, oh man, I know I could beat this guy. Like I beat him before,
Yeah.
Well, and I think casual rounds is I'm 100% different.
Okay.
I think that if I go play with Jaime, I do not want to lose to Jaime, and I don't care what I shoot.
Yeah. I am the same way. Yeah.
Tournaments, I have a very different mindset, I think.
Interesting.
Okay. And like, how do you? So you don't think you should practice how you want to like play?
Well, I don't play casual rounds like almost ever.
Okay.
The last one I played was probably with you, whenever that was.
Like 3 weeks ago, I think,
or more, like maybe even like 2 months ago. Like when was the last time we? Yeah, so I played Tuesday leagues, and I play it just like a tournament. Like I just go try to play the best I can, and then I do a little bit of field work and play on weekends for money.
Okay. Trying to get them dollars.
Yeah,
which if I remember, we're pretty close that round, right, Tyler? You still won as expected.
We were pretty close, and I definitely didn't care what I shot, and I'm definitely happy I beat you.
Yeah. Do like a best of 3 or something.
Yeah, I like it. I'm down.
Yeah, I just recently, over the past few months, just been playing for $1, rounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I think I'm slowly introducing more competition into my life.
I think it's good to just add a little bit of edge.
Just enough so that, like, just that you have to be like, oh, yeah, you beat me. Here's $1. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. There are consequences now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no matter how high the stakes, there are stakes.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's cool. It's definitely... It's a different vibe, if you're counting your strokes, you're like trying to play your best, then it brings out definitely a different like card vibe,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and I guess some people are always like that for sure.
And I'm not like a hard shower. Like, don't talk to me. I'm taking this very serious.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. You're just not a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people are dicks, and that's just how they are all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, it's probably a blessing and a curse, I would imagine, just having that competitive, instinct. And same with, I think it works both ways. There's probably drawbacks and benefits to both. I think if you're super competitive, then you're probably going to be more, you're going to advance in the sport or the thing that you're doing quicker, I would imagine, just because you're constantly trying to be your best,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's if you aren't that way, you are still going to have fun, all that stuff. Like, you get that other side of it where it's just like, oh, well, if you don't shoot well, you're not going to get mad about it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think in golf in general, there are definite plus sides to not being too emotional. There is only a few players that I can think of that, like a Nico, that wear their emotion on their sleeve and let it empower them to make them play how they do.
Right.
Joe Revere, Colorado legend, comes to mind as well. I mean, he's a fiery competitor, and he's not that fun to play with if he's losing.
Yeah.
But he's also been, I consider him a top 10 player in the world for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But then there's also guys on the other side of the spectrum that, are just chill, and it works for them. It's a mindset, and it's how you embrace what your mind naturally wants to do.
Yeah. It's tough though, man. It's tough to find that balance, right? I mean,
and I don't think I say this to everybody that asks, like, how do I get better in tournaments? Like, that's just, it's a rare breed that just gets into tournaments and kills it. Like, you have to learn so much about yourself, about how you play under pressure.
Yeah.
There's no other practice. You can't go in a field and practice that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And I mean, I think since we're on this kind of kick in general, I think disc golf, so many people fall in love with disc golf, myself included, because you do get that mental exercise that you take, into like the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Learning to like accept failure and celebrate successes without, losing sight of what's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff, transfers both ways, I think. So, yeah.
Damn, this is like a TED Talk. We should be on stage. You charging for this podcast, man?
Clear your mind.
Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, please, and leave a review on Spotify. Okay, that's all we need. But yeah, I mean,
No, but I mean, I'm making light of it, but I think it's totally true.
For sure, absolutely, yeah, and I think it's not crazy. I think most people know that in general, like for sports in general too. I mean,
yeah.
But more specifically, though, bringing us back from the philosophical realm, a part of the mental game that I've personally been focusing on a lot is, like putting. Like I said, just trying to, for a long time I tried to just find like some kind of like mantra or something like that. I feel like that's advice that gets given a lot. Like, oh, just think of something, and if you make the putt, then just keep, like a quick, like through the chains, or, past the disc, or something that you tell yourself, and just do that,
Yeah, I was so like for a while on like 3 sets of my putters, I wrote "watch this" on the bottom of them just to give myself that little confidence booster. Because I was told I was a pretty decently good putter, and so like I would always picture myself already making the putt. Like, already, I got this, unless there was something like that I know I couldn't make. But like other than that, I would tell myself like, I got this. Watch this, boom, and I would just bang the putt, and like that right there, just something like that helps me.
Yeah, for sure. That's pretty cool. Do you still have that on your putters?
No, because like I just cycled these back in, so no, and I haven't played a real serious tournament this year, in order to have that. But yeah, I did have it on some putters when I first moved here.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So I mean, Tyler's there. Do you do anything like that? Like even just off the tee or anything like that? Like, do you?
Well, you said it earlier where you just you've been focusing on the pole for putting specifically. Right. And that is something I started doing. Well, I guess I'll back up. I feel like there's 2 schools of thought in like focus for putting that is like that really is popular. Maybe 3, like Jaime's, like just be confident, tell yourself you're going to make it and make it. And then I know Ricky, I don't know if he still does this, but I remember seeing an interview or clinic or whatever, and he focuses on his actual motion of his body. So he thinks about the pop of his hand to putt. And I've tried that, and that is the worst for me.
Yeah,
not okay. Because then I'm just like,
and it's terrible.
Yeah, for me that did not work at all. I would be like early release, late release, grip lock, just.
Right.
So I've over the last 2 years, I went from a absolutely embarrassingly garbage putter, like I should have been 10, 20 years ago if I was.
Remember where your standards are.
Well, but it's all relative,
MPO, right?
And I just couldn't putt. I was terrible. And then I started doing what you're doing, where I just focus on a link. I literally close out the rest of my mind. My routine now is step up to my lie, stare at my mini for a second, try to clear my head, look up, and then trust my athleticism to put the disc in the basket. It's just not that hard.
Interesting. Follow-up question for both of you guys. Do you like analyze the putt, like, oh, this is uphill, this is downhill, headwind, tailwind? You know, do you kind of like read that at a certain point? Like, do you just set your bag down and grab your putters and just like your instinct? Or
so for me, I like address my lie, look at the basket and get oriented properly, and then address, like you're saying, the wind, the uphill, all that stuff. And then I do the look down, clear the mind, and then just factor that in and putt.
Gotcha, for sure.
And it's been a huge, huge help for me.
Yeah.
So for me, depends on the situation, I guess. If it's a lot of it, because I like uphill putts a lot.
Yeah.
But downhill putts scare me.
Yeah. Speaking for everyone there.
And then wind. Oh, I love putting in the wind. Honestly, like tailwind, headwind don't matter. I'd love doing it, and so I'd like to have fun. Honestly,
you're a freak of nature.
I do like putting. Actually, to go on to that point, I feel like wind. I don't like putting outside the circle in wind. That sucks.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Inside the circle, I feel like it actually can help me focus more. Like, I can't just lollygag my putt because every putt is hard in the wind.
So you actually have to.
So I have to think about my angles. I have to think about how much spin I want, that kind of stuff, and it kind of dials me in more. I totally can attest to, or feel you on that, Jaime.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I mean, well, like Simon, I think famously said he loves putting into headwind.
Yeah, spin putters have that advantage for sure.
So, I mean, I could see that, and I don't know. I guess headwind I don't really super like putting into, just because I don't know.
Are you more of a push?
Probably spush. You know.
Okay. Are you nose down?
No, more like nose up or flat hyzer putter.
Okay.
So probably the fact that I'm a hyzer putter is probably part of the reason. I mean, I'm not like super hyzer. I'm not like, you know, Barsby Kobeing it.
Right.
You know? But you know, that's my comfort zone, because the links, you know, I don't know. I just
that's
like
just your release.
I can spin them really, you know. I can spin them on hyzer and I know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and if I get it a little flat, it still does pretty much the same thing. So, yeah, that's kind of I would say most of the time, nose down isn't how I miss. Probably high hyzer, you know, are the misses. So, yeah, so headwind only exaggerates that.
Yeah.
To flatten up and like keep my, I think it's like just my hand like raising up, you know what I mean? That motion is what's comfortable for me. So if I have to throw more just like flat from the hip, you know, or
it feels a little weird.
Yeah, it feels a little weird for sure.
Yeah.
You know, because my grip changes a little bit, but
yeah. I've been having like some Annie, complete opposite. Like, I'm not a big fan of it, but it's going in. So I don't really want to like change it or like alter my putt, but I've been like putting Annie a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
I had a friend who did that a lot with his putt, and then I think when it came to some wind situations, it just was not working for him.
Well, and I can still alter my putt in wind.
Okay,
If I need to putt hyzer, I can. But like my just like boring 25-foot putt has been coming out Annie lately, and it makes me a little nervous. I don't love it, but I don't like changing stuff in the season.
We're just not thinking about it.
I agree.
I've learned this in the past, and changing things in the middle of the season when you're playing tournaments is a horrible decision. So we're just rolling with the punches right now.
Well, I mean, at least they're not full punches. I mean, if you're still making them, you know.
Yeah, they're going in, so they're glancing blows, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think for me, I keep, and part of the reason I wanted to talk about you. Wow, the words are hard. Apparently, do you ever see something that it was
when you do and you want?
Yeah.
Wherever you go, that's how it is.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
But yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about it because I feel like I'm in a state of transition at the moment. Like that it's trying to just like shut off in the putting area. I don't know if it's really transferring to like shots in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I still kind of am keeping my routine for just throws, I guess, in general rather than putts.
Okay.
So yeah.
So yeah, I like drastically changed my tee routine, or not really routine. I'd never really had a strict routine on the tee, more a mentality. I used to really focus on keeping my angle and pulling through like in a straight line. Like that was a good mental tip. I don't really know if it affected my form. It was just like what I thought about.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I did that. I've been doing that for a couple of years now. And in South Dakota, I just like lost everything. Like nothing was working. I was really releasing a lot, and I abandoned ship. And I didn't change my form. Like nothing physically has changed it. I just thought about hitting my hit point as hard as I could.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I stopped thinking about my pull, stopped thinking about anything else, just committing hard into my like the hit point, or like just accelerating through the hit point, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's been huge change. Like it's crazy how little, like I didn't do anything. I just changed how I'm thinking about how I'm doing it. And I've so much confidence on the tee overnight.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about, because that's something that I will focus on if if I'm just not quite it's not even about throwing far, but just
this is
feeling the hit point, I guess. Like then I kind of know. I think I get what you're talking about. Just feeling the hit point and really like attacking it, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah, and like just the other thing I was thinking about is never miss left of the basket and never miss short of the basket.
Ooh.
Because that's what I was erroring. I was short left, early release, short left.
Interesting.
So my error now is deep right.
Oh.
Like just mentally, like, and I mean, I was driving very well.
Oh, nice. Cool.
At the last couple tournaments that I played with that kind of mental trick that I played on myself.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. Yeah, I think for me, I think I have kind of a whole thing, especially off the tee. It's like, I kind of like check the tee pad, make sure my run up area is good.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to like find my stance on the tee pad, like where my feet should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll usually do like one like little practice swing to just make sure the direction is correct with where my feet are.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll like I'm one of those people that like holds their disc in front of their face,
Same. I'd hold it up like where the line I want the disc to go. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, I want it there.
I do that occasionally.
Yeah.
Focusing on a specific line or something. Yeah.
I pretty much do that every time. So
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll even like move my disc like if I'm going for like a
like how it's supposed to fly,
hyzer flip or something, then I'll start a hyzer.
Here comes.
It's gonna go over here. I'm just like visualizing my shot, I guess. So I think a lot of people visualize that shot.
I'm one of those persons.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's good. Like, don't just wing it.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
Watch this.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe watch this. Not a great driving mantra.
It's not. Let me tell you, it's not.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like I need to refine that a little bit more. Like, not have to be so much that way. Just because then if I play a course I don't know, then I'm not as confident. You know what I mean? Like. So I'll like get up there, I'll like kind of feel it out, and then I'm like, oh no, I should throw another disc, different shot, and then like walk back to my bag.
Yeah, I have a buddy who his pre-tee off routine is a little much.
Yeah.
He goes through the whole like he swings, and everybody thinks he's throwing. Like their heads like whip around, like, oh, where'd the disc? Oh, he didn't let go of it. Like he's got like a little warm up.
Chris Dickerson vibes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, like. Me, I'm used to it, but like when there's like some other people playing with us and that aren't used to it, I just look at their heads like, watch, they're gonna look.
Or you like start walking, like
yeah, I've done that for sure.
Out of their hand.
Oh,
yeah, like I'm not. It doesn't take a super long time, but I still think about it. I get self-conscious about it sometimes. That it's like, lining up and take that little practice cut, hold my disc up, and I'm like,
hey, but if you park the hole,
ooh,
keep doing what you're doing. Like,
yeah, it's consistent. It's
yeah.
But I mean, so I do that. But I think during my throw off the tee is more. Again, I think it's kind of a combo thing with mental and form. Like, I've been focusing on my left arm, which is probably not something that a lot of people think about during their disc golf throw.
You trying to like keep it tight?
I'm actually kind of like, so I watched Paul throw like in slow-mo a billion times. And
who hasn't?
I don't know, just something about his left arm was so much different than mine that I was like, okay, I need to do something here. I'm not doing what Paul's doing. He tucks in, he tucks his kind of left arm across his chest almost. But I'm more just like trying to swing my left arm like across the front of my body and try to get my hand like down by my right knee, kind of. Not all the way down that low, but that's kind of like my goal. So I just kind of focus on
just to like help with follow through.
Yeah, it's helped me a lot with follow through, being more consistent about like just my timing. I think is a big thing. It helps me feel out if I'm throwing a driver, then I know that I'm gonna want my shoulders to open up fast, throw faster. Yeah. So the tempo of my left arm kind of controls almost the rest of my body. That's like the starting point for my throw, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's super specific to me. So I don't, I wouldn't give that advice to other people. I don't think.
And that's the thing is like, some of these things are so personalized. Like,
yeah,
for sure.
When it comes to like in-shot mental tips, I don't know if there's like a tip.
No, yeah, for sure.
Like,
I
it's
think a lot of
just
people
like what
try
makes
to give those kind of tips.
Yeah, it's like all so personal.
Yeah. You'll see a friend, like somebody will be teaching somebody else disc golf, and they'll say like, "Oh, think about this," and
you
can kind of tell where they're going with it because we've played disc golf, so we'll know like what they're trying to get at, like, oh, throw through the chains type thing,
right?
But then it'll mean absolutely nothing to that person.
Well, yeah, and like what you just said to me makes sense to me in my mind, but it's like I would never think about doing that for me.
Right, right, yeah.
But it's like for like the mental, like you can teach form, I think, pretty straightforwardly. The mental part is tough.
Yeah, for sure. So it's pretty interesting, but it's been working for me. So I've been I've been pretty stoked on that. I mean, and it helps. It's actually been funny when you're talking about throwing putters. It's been helping me a lot with throwing just upshots, like more consistently with my putters and mids, and even really driving my mids is just. I'm like, I don't have to throw it. I'm not trying to throw it driver speed. I'm trying to throw it at the speed that I want a mid range to go, like 350 or whatever, 300 feet. So like I don't need to be all fast in my upper body, just like throwing smooth is easier because I can tempo it out with my left arm is kind of weird. Like I swing out and swing back and the disc, goes on that same kind of speed, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah. So how many do you think about anything like mid throw or?
Not mid throw. I mean, I guess before I throw.
Yeah.
So what I've been really working on is making sure I'm standing up when I throw. I hunch over, I think, a little too much, and also been told that I hunch over a little too much when I throw, and that's why it leads to some bad tee shots. Like, right. Stand up, and okay, so I stand up, and I actually get the shot I'm trying to do. Words of Austin Montgomery.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
he's so wise.
So wise.
He likes to help a lot of people. Like I've seen.
He's a good teacher. I was not joking.
Yeah, I've seen multiple people come up to him like, "Hey, can you help me? Yeah, send me a slow mo. I'll help you." He helps him.
I sent him a lot of slow mos actually when I first actually started playing video games and stuff with you guys. I was like, hey, check out my form.
Yeah. And so I get to play rounds with him quite a bit. And so he helped out for sure.
Yeah.
But that's not probably the only thing.
He was talking about just getting more athletic. Like,
yeah.
Especially if you film yourself, you can kind of just look. That's what he said to me was, just be more athletic in your throw. And that was actually, I think, advice for himself that he told me worked for him.
Yeah.
And I film myself throw quite regularly. Okay. So I look at my throw and I'm like, you know what? This part of my body, that doesn't seem athletic. You know what I mean? It's kind of he's good with that kind of stuff. He's good with the technical side of it, but he's also pretty good at those kind of tips, like where it's not necessarily, hey, your reach back needs to be longer, or like, oh, you should stand up a little bit more, So yeah, he definitely is a good teacher, despite our jabs there at him.
Yeah, I just sass him.
I'm not sure if the people listening will know if that was sarcasm or not.
I don't care if they do. He can hear it.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, cool. So I appreciate you guys sharing with me. I feel like mental game is almost, like you said, it's so personal that even people that you play disc golf with, it's a little interesting that it doesn't get talked about as much as huge as a part of the game it is. It's not like mid-round you're talking to people about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just like one more thing on this whole mental game. For me, what worked most when I was playing a lot of tournaments back in Cali, is if you're doing well, like this helped me out. Like if you're doing well, ride that high, I guess, of being in that moment, like, oh, I just banged this 60-footer. Carry that on to the next hole. Like park the next hole, and just carry that on. I just parked the last 3 holes. Tell that to yourself. Don't brag out loud to your card mates, of course, but
or do.
But yeah, or their heads, and then their mental game's screwed. But other than that, just ride that high. That's what I did, and that's how I shot my first 1,000 rated round. I was like, oh my god, I'm just killing it. Let's keep going. I know I can get this hole, so I just kept going, and that helps me out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. Just in general, to just whatever this is gonna be super vague, but whatever your vibe is, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you're playing well, just stay on that same frequency. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like if you're super focusing and you are, you know, really competing and fueling your fire that way, and you
Yeah.
are doing really well, then yeah, keep going. And instead of saying like, oh, okay, I was super competitive, I did it really well, but now I'm gonna chill,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, and I think that's kind of a, either you really kind of focus on that stuff, or you just are that certain way all the time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is kind of an interesting part,
Yeah.
for me. But,
I did have another thought.
Yeah.
On the opposite side of things, when you're not feeling it and you're
Mm-hmm.
not confident.
Just about to go there, but yes.
This is, I don't remember, it might have been a podcast or something, talking about self-doubt. And like when you step up to your 20-footer that you just missed 3 of in the last 4 holes, and you're like, oh God, there's no way. One of the things that, the thing that I heard or read, I don't remember, was that if you sing a song in your head, and it specifically, you can't listen to a song, it needs to be like from memory, that it like shuts off the part of your brain that is overanalyzing what you're trying to do.
Okay.
And I've used it for good rounds and bad rounds, where you're like in a rut or you're just killing it and you're like, I'm just jamming out to the Beatles right now,
Okay.
And that can be really helpful. I've used that plenty of times where, you're nervous about this 20-footer, you can make it. You've made 1 billion in your life, and you just jam out to a song in your head until you step up to your putt, while everybody else is putting. You don't overthink it. And
yeah. All right. I hope I play a tournament soon, and you're on my card, Tyler, because
I'm always jamming, dude. I'm always jamming. Glass Animals has been running full time lately.
Oh man, yeah. Maybe that's another topic for future is music, disc golf. I guess in tournament, Tyler, you never have music, I suppose, but yeah.
I always have music. It's just internal.
Great disc golf music.
Yeah. Glass Animals. Check it out.
Yeah. But yeah, for sure. I think I pretty much try to just stay in more of a relaxed mindset, and I think that's when I play the best. So yeah, if but also if I'm forcing it, then it's also not the best,
Yeah.
So it's interesting stuff. So appreciate you guys sharing. I mean, it's like you said, it's kind of personal, honestly.
For sure. Yeah. So, everybody has their own
my soul to you guys on the internet.
Yeah. Bare your soul. Yeah, for sure. But anyways, on a little different note, I was gonna talk to you guys just about the Disc Golf Pro Tour standings. Taking a look at just some of the tournament wins, maybe kind of interesting who's playing. For instance, like Emerson Keith is only 1-2 events he hasn't played. You know what I mean? Versus like Paul's only 1, 2, 3. He's missed 4 events, but still 3rd place. And I mean, Calvin and Eagle and Paul being on top with Nico. It's kind of an interesting lineup there at the top.
For sure. Calvin, that guy, before the break, was straight on fire.
The break doesn't seem to have done him great. We'll see.
Yeah. Well,
but we've also been on very different courses lately.
For sure. Well, I mean, he got... I think it was Waco, really, that... I mean...
Yeah, the Waco was like his worst. Or actually, Idlewild, he got 11th.
He was still 10th, so still, crushing. But as far as, the top 10...
Yeah.
That's... But, I mean, Ricky was 49th at Waco, so... I mean,
oh, jeez.
17th.
Just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky, the break has done him well, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He looks like Rick of old. His putt is...
Oh, yeah.
Is nuts.
The dude jumped 18 spots or something like that last weekend, the last round. Oh.
Same with Dickerson. Did it back-to-back weekends.
Oh.
From T-Glow to Idlewild, jumping from like 5th card to 2nd place.
Ooh.
So, don't make fun of me, but Worlds is not happening this year, right?
No.
Which is a bummer because
I was going.
It's a big bummer because Eagle, Ricky, and Paul are all in this category of winning back-to-back Disc Golf Pro Tour events. And every time they've done that,
they won Worlds.
They won Worlds.
Yeah.
Eagle just did it.
Yeah.
And there's no Worlds.
Eagle also just shot. He was 1040. Sorry, I'm getting excited.
No, be
Eagle
excited.
was freaking 1044 rated, and he jumped his rating 10 points.
Yeah, insane.
That's not a thing. No one does that.
Dude, this guy. So the week in between D-Glow and Idlewild,
he
also won that event. So he kind of like I said, he kept going with that high.
Dude, he's crazy.
And also, that I think if you go look at those rounds in between those two events, he shot like 1080 rounds.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So good for him.
Pretty cool.
I'm hyped for him, honestly. So
let's find out what he's doing in his mental game.
I would love to know. I would love to know that, actually.
Yeah, me too. I think a lot of people would.
Yeah, dude, just
sure. All right, Eagle, if you're listening, come on and tell us about your.
I think I might be able to get him on here. Hopefully,
yeah. I used to beat him all the time, like literally every single weekend.
Heard that one before, Tyler.
Yeah, well, it's not. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter that he was 12 years old.
Exactly. Yeah, he probably has gained, a couple inches since then in
about a foot maybe
span and
a
whole lot of strokes on your
and like 700 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kevin Jones on a heater.
Yeah, true.
As of late,
first,
and he's doing well at the old Ledgestone right now.
Yeah, for sure. Where is he? And I haven't even seen.
He's in
tied for first right now.
He's tied for first with Barsby right now. Spoilers. Sorry.
Good old Greg.
Whatever.
I think it's live.
It's live. Yeah.
Just pay $5 and go watch it.
Yeah, that's true. You really should be paying for Disc Golf Network if you
$5 if you're a current member, and it's $8.99 if you're a non-current member of the PGA.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ooh, hot tip.
Hot tips.
I know a guy myself who's paying $8.99.
If you can't afford it and you need a login, hit me up.
Yeah, there's a limit. Yeah, I don't think there's a limit on how many people. Don't tell on us.
No, but if you're that desperate, I'd rather you watch disc golf.
I have one person that uses my login for sure.
I'll give you the $5. That's fine.
Shoot. Hit up. Yeah, we'll distribute Tyler's PayPal address.
Yep. Just put it in the comments below.
Yep. And it'll be in the description. You guys can hit him up. Ask him for $20 while you're at it.
Yeah, why not? Go big.
Well. Oh man.
But to the
FPO side, Paige is just killing it.
Paige is
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just good.
Paige is just the best. It's
a big jump. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah,
big jump though. Like I'm still shocked at this. I barely met her last year. Saw her play, and Missy Gannon.
Yeah,
she
Colorado.
Jumped up
let's go.
14 spots.
Yep.
But then you got Hokum jumping up 9 as well. That's just also impressive.
Yep, and yeah, Colorado is representing. Well, OG Colorado. She doesn't claim it as hers anymore.
Who?
Missy.
Oh, she doesn't claim it as Colorado anymore?
No, she's in New York now. I believe. Don't quote me on that.
New York.
Tell us how you really feel about it.
Yeah, she built her chops in the CO.
Yeah, no, it's Colorado. Ignore the NY.
And then Kona jumping into the top 10.
Yeah.
She's
Long-time friend for sure.
Fourth in Pro Tour standings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But those two right there under Sarah Hokum, Evelina and Henna, can't say that I'm not really good with their last name. Bloomrose, right? And then I can't say the other one. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Roast me if you want to.
Well, they just haven't been around, right?
Yeah, well, they just got done playing in the Finnish championships. Both of them.
They're both back in Europe.
Henna won. I think she's the Finnish champ.
Henna's nuts.
Yeah.
They're both good. They're like best friends. I can see her pulling a title away soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they both were, top 5.
Well, and they're both really young, right?
Yeah, no, they're young for sure. I think like 18, 19, around there.
Yep.
And then my dark horse. Wait, I gotta find it. Heather Young won the putting showdown. She doesn't throw the farthest, but she's killing it at Idlewild right now, sitting in 3rd.
Nice.
Okay.
She's also young. She's my pick for the next big name. You heard it here first, folks.
I'm honestly hoping Paige Shu jumps up more. I mean, I think if she just plays.
Yeah.
She's not playing Ledgestone either, right? So I mean,
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like she's been taking like here and there for tournaments. Not going quite as hard.
Yeah.
I'm always pushing for Kona because she's a good friend of mine. So I want to see her up there for sure.
Well, and Bierkus, another Colorado. Just keep shouting them out.
It's Shu. Hey.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
It felt weird saying
still 12.
Shu, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. But you've known her for God knows how long, Tyler.
Yes, since she was like 3 feet tall.
Yeah. I think Hannah's going to be due to jump up as well pretty soon. She's registered for MVP Open. And...
Is that next weekend?
You said Hannah? What'd you say?
Yeah, Hannah Macbeth.
Yes.
I think
looking for a jump soon.
I think she's going to jump up here pretty quick once she gets, just into tournaments.
Okay.
So, because she's 19th, 20th, 24th. I think she's
ready for the jump.
Of what I've seen of her game, probably better than that. But so I think.
So we got
sleeper down there.
Green Mountain is our next Pro Tour.
Yeah, Green Mountain,
and then MVP.
Right. Yep. Which let's see. Pretty much most of everybody is doing Green Mountain, but not Eagle.
No,
I wonder what he's doing.
Eagle's also not.
I think this is the time when he was supposed to go to Europe and do the whole Europe thing over there. And since obviously traveling is not the safest thing to do right now,
right?
Yeah, I think he's gonna just chill with his girlfriend. I think he said.
Nice. Simon also missing. He missed Idlewild, missed Ledgestone.
Yeah, he's back for GMC.
Yep.
MVP.
Yep. I can't wait for MVP. That's my favorite course to watch, play, all of it.
So good. Are the silver events in Disc Golf Pro Tour worth more points, I think.
No, I don't think they're worth more points. They're worth less points, I think, right?
Yeah, they're more like like a trial. See if we can see if those courses are good enough, or enough support, or but those all got canceled, correct?
Some.
No,
I know 303 Open was supposed to be one.
Yeah, Maine is still open, it looks like.
Yeah.
Maine State Champs is a silver series.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're on this list if they were canceled. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different silver events then, I guess. So
yeah.
It looks like only about half of the field is playing those ones though. So
yeah, I don't know. Interesting
scheduling.
Interesting stuff. Actually, speaking of sleepers, on the MPO side, I'm waiting for Jordan Castro to just like pop off.
He did last weekend, right?
You know who? Okay, if you got your sleeper, here's my sleeper. Kyle Klein.
I know he's just been killing it.
Dude's young. The dude's killing it. He's making top 10 finishes. Yeah. Like, ooh, I'm so hyped for him.
He's a beast.
Honestly, dude. And if you want to watch someone's form who's good, Dave, you need to look at Kyle Klein's form for sure. Go watch him. Smooth butter.
I'm throwing Ezra Adderhold in, which is not a hot take right now because he's the talk of the world.
Yeah.
Unsponsored.
No.
He lives out of his Prius. You got to respect that.
Yes, I do.
He's in talks already for scouting for sure.
Oh, he'll be picked up. He's just an athlete.
Yeah. So I'm excited for him as well.
Yeah. Dude needs an agent, bro.
Yeah.
Ezra, where you at? Hit me up. Yeah. No, Tyler.
Hey, if you're listening from your Prius, Ezra, I'm here for you, boy.
Yeah. True.
Oh man.
We need that. But yeah. And then so speaking of like just rankings and stuff like that, and FPO, there was a Ulti-World. I feel like every week we talk about an Ulti-World article. So sorry, the people. Actually, here, shout out to Christopher Wickland, Patrick Aburn. Oh, just them two. Okay. Chris and Patrick, good job on the article, by the way. So there we go. Thanks. Go check out Ulti-World. So there's my obligation, I think, for talking about an Ulti-World article every week. But they had a power rankings where I don't know what stats they put together exactly, but they took stats, kind of weighed that against their staff picks. So they polled amongst their staff and kind of made that list. And then they also polled just the subscribers of Ulti-World. So between all those, they kind of did a weighting. I don't know how they weighted everything in particular, but they came out with a power ranking. And so, yeah, speaking of, it kind of mirrors a lot of what we were just talking about with the rankings. I mean, I think looking at them, so here's the rankings for those that don't know what I'm talking about. So in first is Paige, second is Katrina Allen, third is Missy Gannon, Sarah Hokum 4, Evelina 5, Henna 6, Haley King in 7th, Jessica Weiss in 8th, Kristen, that's a name I never
Tatar.
Tatar in 9th, and then Kona in 10th. So yeah, I am still kind of surprised Kona is 10. So that makes me kind of question what everything is weighted by. But yeah, I think Kona is very shortly going to prove that she's going to be up higher with the, Sarah Hokums and, Katrina Allen. I think even that she'll get up to that level pretty quickly.
Five top 10s in the Pro Tour standings.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's drastically low. but I don't know. Maybe it's just awareness of her overall game. I have the advantage of I did watch her play in Portland Open, the same tournament. I walked around with Colton, and yeah, I guess just seeing her form and kind of the snap and angle control she has, I think she's, definitely up there with Sarah, I would say, and Missy for sure.
I just think it's all gonna fall together like it's like a puzzle. It's all gonna put the pieces together, and then she'll just be up there. Honestly, I'm waiting for it
for sure. But yeah, Evelina and Henna in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're 5 and 6 right now. They were 3 and 4. So I mean, they're still, maybe that's the playing in the finish. Yeah. Because it's a tournament series, right? And do you know how long that lasted? It was like a couple months or something. And I mean, how many tournaments do they play in that? I can't even remember. But
it was like maybe like 2 or 3, maybe 4.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, but either way, I mean, that's time off of where people's eyeballs are, So maybe that's the reason for it. But they're definitely super strong players. I wouldn't be surprised to see them jump up, to possibly 2 or 3. Katrina, I think between the top, I mean, I guess it's hard to say like that any of these people could not just put things together and climb up and do well in tournaments, but I think that kind of sticks out to me. Like, I feel like one of those two is gonna jump up to 2 or 3 back again, like pretty quickly, just with the amount of talent they have, that they do play so well in Europe. It's just, playing in U.S. tournaments is, part of the deal, I guess.
True.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys had any thoughts on, like, do you guys think? I mean, I don't think Paige is gonna get dethroned, like, within the next 5 years, probably.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, honestly.
Like, could be 10 years plus, like.
I think Henna, has the best chance. Yeah. It seems like distance is such a huge premium for the ladies.
Yeah,
for sure.
And Henna can get a disc out there ways for sure.
Well, and it's not just to say that Paige doesn't do everything else great, but her and Katrina are on a different level distance-wise, and they're 1 and 2. So I know Henna crushes.
Evelina does as well. Trust me.
Yeah, I haven't seen her play as much. So I think that'll be the only chance for dethrone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody else that can hang distance-wise with those two.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would have to take some kind of force of nature in my mind. But
I don't disagree.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely talking in very hypotheticals of if there were.
Yeah.
This is so you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I think we're probably we're almost getting into like 2 hours here, so I think I've kept you guys here long enough. I know, Tyler, you were thinking about maybe playing some disc golf tonight or something, but we'll see.
Well, we got a wildfire raging not too far away, so I think I might take it easy.
Yeah. Don't breathe in the ashes.
It's raining ash at my house currently.
Really? Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, my car is covered in it this morning.
I'm gonna go look.
Yeah. So I'll save my lungs.
Well, yeah, fair enough. But anyways, thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, good time as always.
Love this. Yeah.
Love talking disc golf.
Yeah. Do you guys want to shout out like social media or anything like that?
Sure. I mean, you can follow me Instagram can't talk words. On Instagram at Jaime _Tarantino. And then yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm Tyler_Liebman_24981.
Oh yeah.
PDJ number, baby.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
Nice. Yeah, and then for me, just pretty much whatever you're looking for, just type in Thunder Disc Golf and you'll probably find it. So
Big facts. If you aren't following it, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
Yeah.
See about it.
Yeah, and then in this podcast, just as a reminder to everybody out there, wherever you're listening right now, there are different options to listen to this podcast. You can check us out on YouTube under my YouTube channel, Thunder Disc Golf, or just look for the Discmaniacs podcast. We're also on Spotify and iTunes, so those are our current ways. And then you should be able to also just whatever podcast listening app you have on your phone, you should be able to just search Thunder Disc Golf and find it. So yeah, many ways to listen, and check one out. Leave us give us some feedback and comment on YouTube or something like that. We always appreciate that stuff.
I want to hear from the people out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Might pick a lucky winner too. Give away a disc.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'll like the comment or something.
That's for all you people that hung around this whole time.
Yeah, for sure. All right, official. Do we want to make it like a YouTube comment or?
Yeah, let's do YouTube. YouTube
right.
comment. We'll pick a comment, and I'll send you guys a lovely disc. Either for my personal stash, which I have a juicy stash, or it might just be a nice disc that I think you would like to throw.
Well, there we go. All right. Well, that's going to be it for us. Thanks everybody for listening, and catch you guys on the next one.
Later, guys.
See ya.